Hello, beautiful Taurus people. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That is me. You are Taurus, you viewers out there in some capacity, however you resonate, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Welcome. Everyone is welcome here at The Intuitive Teacup, where your intuition is hot. That's my little slogan. I'm very proud of it. I think it's very clever. I also laugh at my own jokes all the time. Anyway, what's up, Taurus? We are going to do your career and finances tarot spread. This is going to be roughly mid-February into mid-March. As always, here on YouTube, general readings is what I am spinning out for you, and that means more than likely not everything I say will resonate with you. Pieces and parts of it very likely will. I hope lots and lots of it does. Ultimately, it's up to you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, and to please only take away the messages that serve you in some capacity, that motivate you, that inspire you, that make you think, that confirm something you needed to hear, etc. Give these messages time to resonate. Don't make anything, or don't force anything to fit your circumstance or scenario. Give it some time to marinate in your head. A few hours, a few days, even a few weeks. Sometimes something will sort of ping you and confirm something that this was in fact your message. So I hope that's the case. What else do you need to know about this reading? Everything else is written in the description box below. That includes the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. As always, I ask for you to like, share, subscribe wherever you can. That helps me a whole lot. That helps this channel gain traction, gets those messages out to people who want to see them and who need to see them. All right, we are almost going to hop in here. One last deck, a couple little oracle cards here. All right, for my Tauruses, money, career, finances, jobs, internships, retirement. Wow, that came flying out. Some of you are getting a letter, an offer in the mail, an official document. Yeah, with justice coming up to some sort of news that you've been waiting on quite a long time. That's coming up in the help available to you. So yeah, it's going to be good news, and there's going to be tremendous growth. This looks like a chia pet. Again, the idea of like watering the seeds over time, something comes into full bloom, into full blossom. Yeah, very cool energy. You also have door to spirit, so faith and spirituality is going to be playing a key role in your life. Particularly my male Taurus is out there. Perhaps you have not been, or whatever you subscribe to, religions, faith, spirituality, that has been put on the back burner recently, and you may actually meet someone in your life, potentially an Aquarius, who actually introduces, and this could be for my ladies out there too, introduces you to the idea of crystal work, specifically crystal work, and that gets you at least interested in the idea of, more like almost like metaphysical or unique ways of healing the body and connecting to spirit, connecting to source, connecting to the universe. Yeah, an Aquarius is going to play a key role in your life. Some of you are breaking up with an Aquarius or severing some tie from an Aquarius. Because you're stepping into your power. You're committing to yourself. You're no longer putting yourself and your ideas and your goals on the back burner. That could also be a boss or someone you work with. It's multifaceted. So you may even have two Aquarians in your life. One that it's almost like, and it doesn't have to be Aquarius, but someone who's extremely intelligent, well poised, very skilled communicator, great with their words, very witty. They always know just the thing to say. That person in your life may nudge you in the direction of spirituality. It could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And as I was saying, some of you are also leaving behind, I do want to say an Aquarius. I don't know why. Leaving behind an Aquarius where it's emotionally void. It's caused more emotional baggage or difficulties or difficult situations than it has good. And yeah, something about being independent, it's allowing your money flow to come back in. Very interesting. It may also have to do with a Libra. And if it's not a Libra, signing some sort of contract, it could also be like signing divorce papers. Now, I am reading for money and career, I promise, but those messages kind of wanted to come through right now. So let's hop into your actual reading. Regarding career, money, and finances, where are my Tauruses at? Queen of Water, love that. Whenever I see kings and queens of water in a career spread, that indicates money flow, absorbing funds, keeping money. So some of you actually may be being very stingy with your money. Not, what is that called? Is it spendthrift? I feel like it's counterintuitive, that word. But yeah, you're keeping your money, your funds, your possessions, your what you value quite close to you, especially if you are breaking something off in terms of like a divorce or even leaving a company. Some of you had like an awkward I don't know if it was being fired. I don't necessarily sense that, but sort of like an awkward ending to some sort of relationship with someone at a job, like maybe you were asked to leave or something along those lines. It's funny. It's not being communicated as you're fired, get out of here. It's like you were painted into a corner and you were very much like resentful, like, really, are you kidding me? And like it's almost like you were forced out. It's a very like complicated situation. I hope that makes sense to someone out there. It's not directly being fired, but it's being put in an uncomfortable enough position where it's like you have no choice but to leave. But Taurus, if that is your story, hang in there because it's actually for the better. It's like the rainbow that's leading you to your pot of gold. So yeah, saying goodbye or, leaving behind something that, again, it's emotionally void. It's causing more sorrow and tragedy than good. There's opportunity that awaits you. And with the Five of Cups, even though cups do speak of our emotions, it's also talking about mentally detaching from those emotions that don't serve you, because otherwise it's like you're blocking your blessings. New, good, abundance, cornucopia of abundance, right, is trying to come into you, potentially in the form of partnership. You have the Hierophant twice, which is your card, so you could be collaborating with another Taurus, or something about, I hesitate to use the word twin flame because it doesn't really feel like that, but something about this did kind of call out to me because it is double Tauruses, the duality. It may also have to do with aligning your dark side and your light side and kind of getting them together. Literally, the depictions of these cards, it's like the white robe and then kind of like the dark robe. So yeah, the Hierophant does have to do with traditionalism, very much faith and spirituality. And something about long-standing contracts, you're breaking free from them. It's like where you once stood there on the throne and you were willing to listen and to consider other people or this or that, whatever. Wait it out, see if it got better. Just look at the depiction of this guy. It's like all of a sudden he's like, I'm done. Like throwing his hands in the air like, I'm out. Like, peace out, bitches. That's what this feels like. Some of you, there's a little bit of like a rebellious streak because you're so done with a situation. You're so done being in this lack mentality or even lacking funds. It's like universe is nudging you to like, step into your power and make some changes. I'm almost getting sort of like magician vibes off this too, like manifestation and then like create it, baby. Like, let's go forward. Two of Wands, right? Take action. Two of Wands, oh my God. Two of Wands, the indecision of which path to take. Once you decide to take action and move forward, this is saying to me in any direction. Just choose a direction. It doesn't have to be the right one because ultimately it is your fate, it is your destiny to move that wheel forward, to start adventuring off into new realms, new areas, new territories, new environments that it's going to lead you to your 10 of Cups, your fairy tale ending, happiness, abundance, good blessings. Again, something about relationships might be part of this, even if it's not romantic or sexual. Maybe you're reconnecting with a family. Maybe it's your dream to start the family business, to go into business with your husband or your wife or your child, or you understand what I'm saying? It's a road ahead, right? We're starting at the 2. That's like the very, I just heard intersection of where things start coming together. But yeah, it's like once you are no longer, in a very like gentle way, you're no longer like, resting on your laurels. It's like shit or get off the pot. All of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to do it. Let's manifest it. Let's create it. Here it's indecision. It's not knowing which path to take. There's some sort of epiphany where it's like Wheel of Fortune and the wheels start turning. Even like the wheels in your mind, the ideas start, the ideas of how to bring this dream, this wish into fruition. It's an action. Jupiter energy, it expands. Something greater. Something much greater. 10 of Cups. Are you kidding me? Beautiful. All right. So, my goodness, I totally stray from your thing, but whatever. The messages come through the way they want to. So, yeah, your energy, even if you're in a state where money isn't tremendously great right now, I feel like it's gonna be. You're aligning yourself against spirituality. Spiritually, you are aligning yourself and taking stock of what is in your life. And again, releasing and severing what doesn't serve you so that you make more room in your life for abundance, for blessings, for new opportunities to come in. Yes, something about a Libra might be important to some of my Tauruses out there, potentially a business partnership, or it could just indicate the signing of a new contract with a King of Wands, with a fire sign. And it's actually really funny how this is being communicated. Someone who's very intense energy, probably very magnetic, very beautiful, but also very cocky, very egocentric. If you already know who this person is, like you probably kind of talk shit about them. It's a little bit like, oh, that guy's such a dick. Like, look at he's sitting on his penis throne, right? Yeah, and there's something about the very opposite. You are presenting as water, kind of like this divinely feminine spiritual creature, my males and my females, right? And then, yeah, there's some sort of partnership that I think you're questioning if this could work together, but it has to do with this. The Hierophant appearing twice, something about revealing the layers of what's underneath. It's a very interesting message. It's saying don't judge people. Don't judge people by their appearance, especially with the Libra cards coming up, the judge, right? The fortune teller, the one who makes predictions. This is saying something here is like counterintuitive. This could actually be a really good partnership, particularly if one or both of you has very strong water and the other one fire. It's not the traditional... it's not like a traditional pairing, whatever that means to you, but there's room for extreme creative and spiritual collaboration here if you are pursuing some sort of career in that realm. And like it's going to be pretty cushy. It's going to be like a job that yields a lot of money, basically, right? With Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Cups, and the cornucopia, right? That's like the damn Thanksgiving dinner on your table. It's just like everything is beautiful and abundant and there's so much to go around. And this may be with your husband or wife, your spouse. You have Justice again. Yeah, Libra here is huge. Signing a contract and it could even have to do with your home, getting like a new home, a new apartment, some sort of legal or official documents that put you in a position of power, ownership in some way. It could be home ownership, right? But yeah, some of you want to go into like culinary arts or cooking or a bakery or something about like the restaurant industry. I know that's for like one or two of you, but that's sort of coming through here. Some of you are looking to be writers, poets, singers, musicians, and something about careers in which, I don't know if it's like you take the stage or you do something at night. And it may even involve some, as I was saying, like crystal work or healing or some sort of like, I do kind of want to say like occult type, I don't know, like full moon energy, crystal work, manifestation type, like rituals at night, lighting candles, breaking out the Ouija board, something like that. Faith and spirituality is really big here. You are righting the wrongs of things that were done to you in the past. You're no longer holding on to those emotional burdens. You're releasing them and, again, stepping into your power. It's like sitting back and taking it versus standing up and fighting against it. Some of you are very active in politics or taking some sort of political stance or fighting for the people, whatever that means. Particularly with a Libra. Some of you just have you may have very strong Libra in your chart, or Cancer for that matter, with Queen of Cups and High Priestess coming up. Again, like the pearls, the crystals, I don't know why that's coming through so strongly here. Some of you may have an article of jewelry that has been passed down through generations, or it just reminds you of, it could even be a cross. It reminds you of God, of your spirituality, but also ancestors, angels, guardian angel type vibes. A piece of jewelry or something like a little token that you hold in it. You feel like it brings you good luck. It brings you blessings. You probably bring it with you on job interviews. Keep doing that. It's a helpful tool that you have. So what is your challenge or focus? The man. I love how it's called the man holding the coin. Stick it to the man. That's what I mean here. Sitting and taking it, having to like eat shit, that kind of job where it's just like you're barely making ends meet, but you slave away at this job and you hate your boss and this and that. It's like the challenge is the man, right? Like you being in control of your own income, not having to like be like the worker bee under like a chain of corporate executives. It's you coming to the center. Again, something about Cancerian energy here. Chariot vibes. Yeah, some of you literally picking up and moving across the country, across the city, maybe for a job interview or if you were to get a new job. Two of Pentacles. So yeah, you definitely have some indecision. Crossroads of how to move forward. and then a crossroads of where to build or where to invest your time, your money, your energy, where to physically move your house, your home, where to move your body, right? Page of Shields. Yeah, there's an idea that you already have and you've been sitting on it for quite some time. And now it's like, I think it's almost like the idea of like the baby is ready. The baby, like it's almost the metaphor of like your water breaks. Like the baby's coming, so we better go and like do something. Like, again, you got to get off your ass and do it. There is sort of a sense of urgency here. And I don't say that to make you panic or be nervous. It's not about that. It's just saying like, now is the time to step up. I just heard that line from The Craft. What is it? Now is the time. This is the hour. Ours is the magic. Ours is the power. You guys watch that movie? I freaking love that movie. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, there's an idea. Page of Pentacles. It's not brand new. You have been a student of this skill, of this craft for what it feels like at least a few years. And it's time to like put it out in the public and start building it publicly, putting it in the public eye so people can look at your business, look at your website, view your products, try your this, try your that. And some of you are deciding the best location to set up shop. If it's not literal, please take that in metaphor, right? Where or how to go about this. Some of you want to get out of the restraint of particularly like a male person in your life, potentially a boss or even a husband maybe. Maybe this is your Aquarian husband that you're divorcing. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But get out of the limelight or get out of their shadow of feeling like they are constantly like bleeding you dry. And if it's not in terms of your money or your bank account, it has to do with your energy, your ability to build upon this idea. The card of teamwork. Some of you think that your ideas are better than the team you work on, and so you are wanting to break free from it. Yeah, there's very much a crossroads here of just even the way I've placed these cards. Do I take one for the team? Do I contribute this my ideas or my time, my effort, whatever, to helping the team? But there's indecision of, but I could sneak off and do it by myself. And I don't necessarily say sneak off in a bad way, but it does feel like, again, with those Libras, that scales of trying to do it the right way, the balanced way, the just way. But in your heart of hearts, you got one foot out the door. You're ready to go. You are. Right? There's a newfound confidence in you, Taurus, that's really, really attractive. And for my males out there, maybe this does represent you, and my females too. You can kind of toss gender out the window, but the idea of stepping into your power and demanding your pay raise, your salary, what it is that, how much you value yourself, the price tag or the price sticker you put on your skills, your talent, your abilities, it's coming up as your challenger focus. Some of you are comparing yourself to your teammates, and it's funny, internally, you know that your ideas are better, that you have a way that is more unique with all this Aquarian energy, a more bizarre, unique, otherworldly, innovative way of doing something, but you're restraining yourself from sharing it. Part of it is because you fear the rejection and the judgment of what your team or how your boss will view you. The other part of it is, that's why the secret thing is coming up, is because you almost don't want to share the idea with the team because you want to go off and do it yourself. You're thinking of like, what is that term? Like sectioning off, moving on or moving away from this team so that you can work on this really cool, creative idea on your own. And it's because you want the credit for it. And this is not a bad thing, but it does have a tinge of ego to it, and that you don't want to share the reward and recognition with others, especially if it is your own idea. It's like, mum's the word. I'm going to go and do it myself. And it's almost like, what is that expression? Like, don't tell me your ideas, show me your results. That's what it is. You want to present it to the team or to the boss or whatever when it's already, like wildly successful. But it is coming up as your challenger focus. And it may even be starting a side job, a side hustle, doing something on the sidelines for you that I think you're trying to work your way into something bigger. But it does sort of seem like your finances are being controlled by circumstance at minimum, right? Maybe you have to work that 9-to-5 job to pay bills, to pay rent, to do whatever. But there's an extremely creative and spiritual side of you that wants to sector off and do your own thing. Maybe it's starting your own business or doing something independently. Yeah, a seed you can grow that's going to relieve you of, interesting. It's something you're excited about. It's a seed you can grow, again, long-term over time, that's going to relieve Release and relieve all these burdens that you've had to carry around. Things of the past that you still haven't quite been able to sever ties with, disappointments, feeling of being betrayed or stabbed in the back. You have the heavy burdens, especially the emotional weight of what you've been through and had to carry around in the past. It does sort of have to do with not feeling like you ever got the attention that you needed, or again, very much feeling like you're not getting credit where credit was due. When you would participate in things, even in your family dynamic, you felt like you always had the great ideas, and yet it was everybody else getting the rewards and the recognition. And you're sick of it. You're done with that. It's like you're done doing all of like the bullshit bitch work and not getting credit for it. That's what this is. It's like, I'm not just going to like sit here and be quiet and take it. It's like you're kind of causing some waves, some anarchy. And it's like you're pushing or throwing your weight around, but it's in a good way, because I think in the past you have been a doormat in some capacity, and I think you're done with that. You don't want to do it anymore. It's like, I'd rather go off and pursue this new idea, even if I'm starting it from the ground up, rather than work on a team where like I'm so done with it. I have no investment in doing this anymore. It's like, you're ready to ride, rebel without a cause style. Like, peace out, I'm out, bitches. Like, it's very much, you're just done with something. You're committing to this newfound power. The Hierophant is very much, committing to committing to the Bible, committing to our spiritual path, committing to a religion, right? It's breaking free from the tradition of either the way you were raised or maybe the type of employment you've always had. There's a new idea, and I think you're really excited to go pursue it. And it's not brand new. You just haven't taken the action forward to do anything with it yet. And I think that's coming in the next month or so. But it is your challenge or focus. So yeah, how you going to do it, Taurus? Let's see the help available to you. Getting good news of some kind. We know that came in earlier. And you may actually get it in the form of a tarot reading. This is the Justice card here. It's consequence. But yeah, the idea of, she's a fortune teller, right? Or a tarot reader. Some of you may actually want to do that. Or at very minimum, maybe it's saying go out and buy a tarot deck, or spend time in your faith and your spirituality. Tapping into the door to spirit, right? Tapping into opening yourself up as a channel for communication from a higher source, from spirit. Wow, so you have the 5 of Fire. This is the 5 of Wands twice, right in a row. Interesting. So what this is saying to me is this is a very unique message. In 2 installments, that's the best way I can phrase this. You are going to be able to get rid of this bullshit that you've been carrying around, the weight of the past, emotional, physical, mental baggage. Half of it goes, and it may have to do with 2 people. As I said, there may be 2 Aquarians or something like that. 2 air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Those burdens, the 10 of Wands, this is a weird way to phrase it, but it's like they break off into 2 groups. The money and the relationship, the mother and the father, whatever you're stressed about, whatever you're carrying around, and it's presenting as fire and air. Something about those burdens, they sector off into 2 groups, and you're able to deal with them more skillfully by focusing your attention on one thing, putting that fire out, and then it's done, and then with that other group or that other situation. Strategizing and taking care of things once and for all, and it may have to do with some sort of communication that comes in. This is a very kind of weird message, but also some of you are feeling lost or scared to pursue whatever this thing is you want to go after because you think the competition is too much. It's a heated competition. There's already too much competition. There's already too many people doing what it is you're trying to do. What you don't realize is you have a very unique spin on this. Something about it's very dreamy and fairy tale like, and that may have to do with your spirituality acting as your guide. You don't realize this, but you go about this skill or this hobby or this business, this whatever, in a very different, unique way where you actually will stand out among the rest. You are the goddess of the moon. Yeah, some of you have crazy Cancer or Pisces in your chart. You have a lot of cards indicating that. Spirituality and intuition with the moon, right? The 5 and the 7, or I'm sorry, the 5 and the 2 make 7. 7 is the card of the Chariot, pulling forward, changing up of cycles. And then you have the King of Wands. So yeah, as I said, there's two different things. You're at a crossroads in terms of the direction, in terms of where to build or who to build with, what business or what idea you want to move forward with. And it does have to do with people as well. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag, and King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's almost like when you put this one to bed, the King of Swords, or even the unhelpful dark thoughts you've been carrying around, right? The help available to you is channeling that boss energy, the career, the growth, the excitement, the passion, the motivation. It's very interesting because they were both presenting as things that you were not utilizing your energy or utilizing them as catalysts in the proper way. For the longest time, you were sitting there and taking it. You weren't standing up for yourself. You weren't taking action forward. But then you do. You conquer it. It's like you step into your power. You start vibing higher, and you're able to look at these thoughts as simply lessons. You can release them. You don't have to carry around the weight or the pain of them anymore. You understand what you learned from the situation, and then you drop them. See what I did there? Yeah, I'm going to do it on this side too. Boom. We don't need it. I'm such a dork. I'm sorry. But that's really cool. And that message is like really powerful, just the way it's coming in with, now I'm going to pick them up again. With the wands, and then you step into the fire king, the King of Wands energy, and then the unhelpful swords, and then the clarity, the logic, the truth, the intelligence. It's cheesy as cheesy as it sounds. It's like doing the whole taking a negative and making it a positive, using this as a foundation from which you can grow and build off of. And as difficult and arduous, as painful as everything was that you went through in the past, you wouldn't be the person you are today had you not gone through this. And look at you today. Look at you. This is the help available to you, recognizing you are the goddess. You are the moon goddess, right? I was saying there's a lot of spirituality and, dare I say, witch vibes to this, right? And I mean that in a higher vibration, right? Spirituality, the occult, tarot reading, crystal work, anything that kind of falls under that umbrella, like mysticism. That's a good word for this. That's the help available to you. A lot of you are worried that you either will have to fight to break into this area, this subject matter, or again, that it's like everybody's already got their foot in the door, and for you, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a fight. It's almost like using that fear or intimidation of those around you, using that as motivation to make you want it even more, to kick it into high gear, to get your chariot to go even faster in that direction. Let's clarify this little letter here. I'm curious about that. What is this letter about for my Tauruses? Something about a Virgo. Some of you may get word from a Virgo that you've been waiting on. And you especially if, I don't know why this is coming up as the help, but especially if it's a lover, a past lover or romantic partner, you may have gone to see a tarot reader or be watching tarot readings about it, waiting for the return of a Virgo. You might get some sort of communication from them. Also, some sort of contract, signing on the dotted line. And internally, you are very... you're conflicted internally on if you want to enter into this contract, if you want to sign your life away. So yeah, this letter, you're waiting for something, and while you're throwing yourself into work and deciding whether or not to call it quits, and this has to do with this side hustle. You're working on it and you're working on it, but you're not seeing progress yet, and you're almost ready to give up on it. Don't. Because then that communication comes in. Then you have that epiphany of how to actually make it work. Here it's like you're working on your skill, you're perfecting the craft, you're going over the details, you're really kind of fine-tuning it. And again, it's something you've been thinking about. You've been resting on this idea, but when are you actually going to come out of the coffin, right? Pick up the sword and then get into battle again. There is something about healthy competition here, using your competitors as motivators for you to go out and kick ass even more. Especially if you are applying to jobs. Some of you you're not even applying because you're like, oh, they would never take me. I don't have the skills. I don't have the credentials. I don't know the people. I can't network. Do it anyway. Like, you're going to be surprised with news or information that is very, like, very positive. You have King of Swords twice. Interesting. So again, how I was saying, leaving one Aquarius to go to another, that's for a lot of you. It's a very specific message, but it keeps coming back in here. So yeah, keep fighting the fight. Don't be afraid to get into like the thick of it. It's going to be fun. You're looking at it as fearful or intimidating. Get yourself out there, like join the gang, join the party. And it's interesting because I think you've had something about working in a group dynamic, working in a team dynamic has left a bad taste in your mouth. The idea of you have to do all the bitch work, but they always get the credit for it. You don't get any of the credit for all your values and contributions. That's why a lot of you are doing this whole like, I want to flee and do my own thing and build my own business and start my own this and that. And you can. But there is an element to this of maybe this is just networking. Maybe this is going to some sort of convention where you do have to mingle with the people of, who have that similar interest. You're looking at them as like evil competitors. It's not. These are actually people who could help you, who inspire you, right? With wands, who have a similar passion and something about it, it lights them up. It's their fuel. It's their fire. It's what makes them feel alive. Why wouldn't you want to hang out with these people, right? Don't view them as like your nemesis or your arch enemy. It's almost like you've been doing this thing by yourself for so long that you forgot how exciting it could be when you talk about this passion that you have with other people. Yeah, and with the Judgment card, careful about your judgment. Things are not always what they seem. That's sort of what I was getting with this too. The idea of that person, like they're such a dick, they're so cocky, they're so egocentric. There's something about, I don't know if it's a fire king, but it does have to do with you have a mutual passion, you have a mutual excitement, you have a mutual energy of about something, and it is about your career. So even though they come off as the fire king and you're presenting as like the beautiful water princess, something about this could work. I'm so sorry, you guys. I was coughing so bad. I just had to pause the camera real quick. Something about this Five of Wands too also has to do with like a student-teacher dynamic, and it may have to do with, and no shade, Taurus, right? I'm saying this out of love, and it's just what the cards are saying. There is an element of this that is sort of egocentric and cocky, thinking that you're too good to ask for help or you're too good to be there's apprehension for you to be in the student role. It's not necessarily literal, though some of you may be going back to school, especially for criminal justice, something involving the government or the law. That's for one or two of you. It's okay to again, kind of get in there and mingle with the people and learn by doing, learn by experiencing it. If you want to be a tarot reader, go hang out with a tarot reader. Go ask them what it's, do you understand what I'm saying? There's value in I just want to say mixing it up with the team. People who are like-minded, who have a similar passion. There may be some sort of idea or epiphany that comes from that. It illuminates you or brings you clarity on how to make things work better. How to work more efficiently, how to allocate your time in better areas, how to double up on your money flow, your money influx. This could be like a paycheck coming in the mail, and it's big. I'm not a hype person, but something about this, it's huge. It's real big. The significance of this letter or this paycheck or this contract, again, it puts you in the power position. Something about the, what is it? The pen is mightier than, or the word is mightier than the, I don't know. Something about writing, communication. Some of you might literally be writers. Writing a story, writing a script. Maybe you submit a script and it gets picked up and they're going to fund it and they're going to make, do you understand what I mean? There's something huge here. And had you not gone through this slightly uncomfortable or awkward situation, you never would have come to some sort of understanding of how to make it work better. Sitting on some sort of panel where your work is judged, you don't like to put yourself in that vulnerable position, but again, there's so many important lessons to take away from that. There is an element of dropping the ego and not feeling like you have to go at it alone. You can get this seed to grow on your own. You are completely capable of doing it. It will grow faster and more efficient, though, if you can check your ego and, again, jump in there and ask for help. Ask questions. Seek out knowledge. Again, spiritual knowledge, too. It could even represent going to church or, again, people with similar passions, people with similar spirituality, faith, ideas. Yeah, that's the help available to you. Community. I'll even say it like that. Something about joining the community, trying to be a part of the community, to understand it better. Reaching out to people for advice. Communicating with the community. Commune. Maybe all you witches of Instagram. I love that hashtag. Hashtag witches of Instagram. Moon goddess. I love that. All right, let's look at your final advice or guidance. You got a lot of cards here. All right. Action. That's my chariot, right? We gotta get the horses to move together in unison if we want to get there more fast and efficiently. Right now, your negativity, your darker side, your shadow self, this is what's weighing you down. This is why your chariot isn't moving as fast as it could. Why these horses aren't getting to the finish line faster. The darkness, the negative, the devil, the shadow self, it's slowing you down. How can we find a healthy way to cope with this and release it, right? Action, forward movement. He's the king of action, right? He wants to build it. He wants to create it. He's going to do it. And with that, it's going to be fun too. When the King of Wands shows up, he's the work hard, play hard king. Whether you're male or female, right? Yeah, action towards building the empire. This is the Emperor, card of Aries. Fatherhood, traditional, structure, but like unflinching, unwavering confidence to just go and do it. The Empire state of mind, right? Door to romance. Yeah, so it's funny. By mingling with these people that you view as your competitors, your nemesis, you may actually meet someone who, I just keep wanting to go back to this. Fire and water. It's someone you never would have considered potentially a friend or a romantic partner, but it's like the more time you spend with them, you realize, this is so funny, you realize you have a lot in common, especially your faith, your religion, your spirituality. And it's almost like you guys lock eyes at one point and you're just like, oh my. And you feel it. You feel it as the Queen of Cups. Your intuition is just like, oh, this one's a keeper. Like, I like this person. I want to work with them more. So that's what I mean. Door to romance, right? Door to spirit. All these doors for you to go down. Don't close yourself off to the idea that you have to do this alone. You can. That's an option. Literally options, right? Do I do it this way or that way? There may be some sort of benefit or something to gain by at least kind of sharing your ideas with people that you trust and who have some sort of experience in this career field. I hope that makes sense. Then you also have rebirth. So this is judgment. Yeah. It's a rebirth of this idea that you've been wanting to work on, but it's been put on the back burner. It's like you start getting the ball in motion. You start sending the baby down the river. That's actually funny, but it does have to do with the idea of a seed, providing it with like sunlight and water down the road, down the river, right? There's something about it's going to bloom, it's going to blossom. Like this, money is going to be good with this, but it's almost, I don't want to say it's an overnight sensation, but if you've been going at it and it's just kind of been stagnant, there's some sort of epiphany you gain or some sort of assessment you're able to make after some time being around those people or with your product, with your business. There's an illumination or there's epiphany and it starts to grow real fast. That's sort of what I get with that. Temperance, yeah, and this fell out right over action. Again, internal balance, our dark and our light energies. It's also the blending of fire and water, you guys. So I know Taurus, obviously you are an earth sign, but if you have strong fire or water in your chart, you may end up meeting someone who, again, like the opposing factor there, blending them together could be a huge success. You guys balance each other out. It may be a Sagittarius that you end up working with, potentially. All right, what else do we need to know? This career you're going after may involve children. It may involve healing children. It may involve teaching or something that would take place at like a school or a church. And also this potentially romantic partner. Aries, Leo, Sag is playing a huge role here, and maybe Aquarius. I don't know. You have a lot, though. You have double Tauruses, too. Anyway, this may end up being someone you end up building a family with if you desire having children or kids, or if you both already have children and you were divorced. It may be like a nice little like Brady Bunch moment where everybody comes together and there's like a new start. But I am sort of getting there's a new baby for those who are kind of in that stage of life looking for that sort of thing. Nutrition, you conduct healing work with your culinary skills. We said that earlier. It's because these two cards came out together. Her little witch's potion, it looked like she's making some sort of stew. And I was like, oh, there's something about cooking or baking here. Yeah, some of you want to go into like the restaurant industry. Again, not for everyone. And then study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. Absolutely. That's what this is saying. And these competitors, they're your allies. You're not viewing it in the right way. These people are your allies, that they're going to help you. They're going to motivate you. And they are going to force you to be the best entrepreneur you can be, if that makes sense. Because it is a little heated competition, but it's friendly competition, if that makes sense. The last thing I want to clarify are these two Hierophants. It may have to do with, again, your dark and your light energies. And as we said, the metaphor of just sitting there and taking it versus taking a stand and doing what it is you want to do. I'm just curious if there's any other message about that. One of you may have a child who is a Taurus, or the opposite, you may have a parent who is a Taurus. You have another card of Taurus coming out. So stepping into your energy, okay, and the duality, turning from one direction to the other, almost like one channel to the next. Something about turning the radio station, you no longer are listening to the dark thoughts, the burdensome thoughts, the painful thoughts. It's vibing higher, again, opening yourself up to be a channel to God, from, of communications to the heavens, to spirit, to source. Then you have the Emperor again, yeah, because you're a mother effing emperor. You're stepping into your power career-wise. Money is going to be good. Money is going to be steady, so don't give up now. This little seed that you want to grow, it's just in its beginning stages. Think long-term. Don't just think here and now. Don't think in 24 hours, in a year from now. Think long-term, what this could potentially grow into. Like, it's going to blow your mind. Stick with it, right? This is a card of commitments. Marriages. Again, some of you, there's marriage involved when you decide to go after this like business that you're interested in. Commit to the path. And commit to like leaving the past in the past. Things that no longer serve you. Like, it's time to let those go. Let me do it one more time. Boom. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates for you, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.